Have you ever thought about turning your passions into a force for good? Well, guess what? Knowledge is your superpower. Join us in episode 22 of Give a Fuck, presented by Spark Consciousness, for a journey into the world of purpose and positive change. Get ready to spread some inspiration. As always, I am your host, Sarah Woodard. I have a strong vision to help humans connect deeply with nature so they can uncover their unique gifts, talents, and values, and live a life that's full of meaning and purpose. Among other things, I am a certified shamanic practitioner, Reiki master teacher, activist, educator, speaker, and award-winning children's author. I'm also a fierce defender of the underdog, which for me means wildlife, companion and work/farmed animals, Mother Nature, and Gaia herself. I care deeply about my fellow human animals and believe that when we learn to live in harmony with nature, we also learn to live in harmony with ourselves and each other. I am fearless about doing my own inner work and growth and am passionate about helping create a world where all beings are respected and honored. I have a deep connection to Gaia and feel particularly connected in the presence of the beautiful Colorado Front Range and also in the presence of big trees. When I am not busy working to present information about living in harmony with Mother Nature and how that helps you find your purpose, I share my time with 3 wonderful cats, enjoy birdwatching, and experiencing all the outdoors has to offer. My life journey to this point has been filled with twists, turns, and changes, as I'm sure yours has too. For me, the constants from birth to now are a strong connection to Gaia, a deep-seated need to serve and help create a more compassionate and healthy world, and a love of both learning and sharing my knowledge. Those lifelong constants are what brought me to this point and are key to my purpose, which is helping soul-searching sensitive women like you nurture their sense of interconnectedness, feel confident in their purpose, and become compassionate contributors to positive change in their worlds. Unlike other spiritual life coaches who often rely on uncomfortable religious terminology or metaphysical techniques, I use connection with nature to guide you through a process of spiritual awakening and inner discovery so that you can nourish and spread your light to your community and beyond. The purpose of this show is to help raise your awareness, connect with nature, and discover your purpose. My goal is to present valuable information about how you can define your values, uncover your purpose, and make a difference, and how nature helps you do all of that. Sometimes I also share other resources, as I love to help everyone continue learning. I also recently started an occasional series of bonus episodes called Changemakers that highlights the way everyday women, just like you, have been a force for positive change. And these are just randomly interspersed between the usual bi-weekly episodes. As a quick reminder, the spelling of Give a Fuck is F***K, and a big huge thank you to my existing patrons on Patreon. A quick life update. So I mentioned in the last one about moving and how it was a much bigger, I think I mentioned how it was a much bigger thing. And I had shifted from the Pacific Northwest to the central New York area. And after a couple of misstarts, I actually found the perfect realtor, the perfect mortgage person. And I am actually going to be doing a video showing, since I am still in Colorado, of a house later today. Today being the day I'm recording this, not necessarily the day you're listening to it. And super excited about that. It's at least from what it appears online, it kind of seems like the perfect property. We'll see. Sometimes things are different when you're actually present at the property in some way, shape, or form. But I'll keep you posted on that. Answer your questions segment. I did not get any new questions for this week, so I would just really like to ask all of my Patreon subscribers, or if you just have a question, to head on over and subscribe so you can ask a question. Please submit questions. I want to help you, but I don't know what you need help with if you don't ask a question, so please ask me a question. that, we will move on to the Satan of the show, where we are going to talk about how using your knowledge and your learning helps you make a difference in the world. So tell me this. Are you sick of that daily grind, the work, the home responsibilities? Are you maybe feeling like it's time to do something more with your life, to make a difference and live more aligned with your values? I got you. We have all been there, and there's no shame in that. So we're going to talk about how to find the ideals you're most passionate about and how to use those passions to help create positive change. Listen to these next few things and nod your head or say yes if any of these sound familiar. You're totally burnt out by your job, even if you love it. You're sick of getting home from work only to have responsibilities at home, and you feel powerless to do anything about the horrible news that bombards you every single day, even though you'd really like to. You've started to avoid watching the news, so you don't have to face that latest round of awfulness. You're feeling depressed, lost, disconnected from life. You wish you could change things somehow, but you're not sure where to start or if anything you could do would even freaking matter. But at the same time, you passionately believe you must do something because if you don't, you're a part of the problem. How many of those did you say yes to or not to? It is completely normal to feel this way. There is a lot of bad shit going on in the world, and it can be overwhelming to figure out what your passions are, how to apply them, and how to fit your passions into your existing responsibilities. But imagine what could happen if you knew what ideals spoke most deeply to you and you had a path forward for using that passion to help make the world a better place. Imagine. So here's what you might experience. It's just a little story. While scrolling through social media one day, you might see a post about pet adoption rates in your area and how those adoption rates translate to no-kill statistics. Maybe you're not sure why, but this information gets you all fired up, even though you had no idea this was even a thing until just this very moment. And this post, it just so happens, was published by a no-kill activist group in your area, and it turns out they're looking for volunteers. So you decide to check out what's involved with it. And the more you learn about what they do, the more you want to be involved with helping them save animals' lives. You start volunteering with them and discover you also have a talent for talking to others about this topic. The organization encourages you to do outreach for them, and you're so thrilled with the way people you speak to about their mission wind up being as passionate as you are. Go you! So if you are feeling overwhelmed by this state of the world, these are my top strategies to help you expand your knowledge, discover your passions, and use those ideals to create positive change. So first thing is, learn from others who have similar goals or values. You can do this by volunteering for a local nonprofit. This is such a great way to learn about what gets your inner fires burning. There's probably a lot of nonprofits in your area. Just start with one or two that excite you most. The people you meet, the conversations you have will teach you so much about your values. You could also join a group or a club. Connecting with that group of like-minded people will help you to learn more about your ideals that you're already passionate about. And you may also discover some new ones too. And you could also attend community events. This is such a great way to learn more about what matters most to your local community. And that will help you get more clarity on how your values are aligned or not with where you live. Number 2 is learn from nature. Go for a walk in the woods. The sights and sounds of nature can help guide you to those things that fire up your soul. Sit by a river or a stream. The sound of running water will soothe away the stress of daily life and help you get into a quiet inner place where you can hear the whispers of your heart. Write about your experiences in nature. This is a great way to reflect on your feelings, do the inner work you need to do to find your passions and purpose, and inspire others. You could write in a journal or start a blog or even a book. And if the journaling thing sounds overwhelming, I'm going to drop a link in the show notes to you for my journaling challenge that gives you weekly prompts, so you can check that out. You could also look at more traditional learning options. Learn about the history of social change. This will help you to feel a lot less hopeless. You'll understand that society is always a work in progress, and you have the power to help shape it the way you want. Learn about the work of other current activists and changemakers. You'll be inspired by how they're using their passions and come up with some ideas for how you can get involved. And you can also learn about the problems that are currently facing the world and the proposed solutions. This will help you to clarify the issues currently facing society and which ones are the most important to you. It will also help you find ways to get involved and how your skills and talents can be used most productively. So maybe after all of that, you're thinking, well, I want to learn more about what's happening, but it's just so discouraging and overwhelming. I totally get it. It is depressing to watch this dumpster fire getting worse with each news cycle. But remember, it's okay to feel overwhelmed. It is completely normal to feel this way when you're learning new information about the issues in the world. It can be easy to feel like there's nothing you or any one person can do that will change anything. But the good news is you are not alone. So many people feel exactly like this. And part of uncovering your values and purpose is feeling lost and overwhelmed along the way. You can use this to your advantage. Learn, explore, and lean into those topics that spark your interest. And use those feelings to inspire others. Your feelings can be a powerful force for good. When you're feeling overwhelmed, it can be easy to shut down and give up. Instead, channel your feelings into action, and you can inspire others to do the same. It can totally feel like the world is falling apart around you. The news stories and social media are constantly feeding us information about what is wrong in society. It is super easy to feel completely hopeless and overwhelmed. But don't give up, because you can make a difference. 3 quick ways to do that. Use your voice. Share your story and your passion with others. You never know who you might inspire. Take action. No one can do everything, but everyone can do something, and it all adds up. And keep learning. Knowledge really is power. It's also the basis for compassion and helps you uncover what you're most passionate about. Keep learning. The more you learn, the more you understand the fires that burn in your soul, the fires that tell you your values and purpose. And they just might act like a backfire for that dumpster fire it sometimes feels like we're living in too. So if you're feeling lost and searching for your purpose, you're ready to connect with your inner wisdom and live a more meaningful life where you make a positive impact. Sound good? Check out my online course, The Soulful Seeker. In this course, you will learn to discover your true purpose in life, connect with your inner wisdom, and create positive change using your passions. The Soulful Seeker is a journey of self-discovery and transformation. You will learn how to tap into your own inner resources and create a life where you're living in accordance with your values and inspiring others to do the same. So if you're ready to start this journey of finding your purpose and make a positive impact on the world, sign up for the Soulful Seeker. In it, I will help you find your purpose and live a more conscious and compassionate life. And if it's not currently open for enrollment, when you click that link down in the show notes that I'm going to leave for you, you will be able to snag a spot on the waiting list. So I can be sure to let you know as soon as you're ready, as it's open for you to sign up. So again, that link is in the show notes, as is the link for my journaling challenge for those that might need that. To help you remember to come back and check that if you're not currently in front of a device where you can click on something, the fun little memory prompt for this week is plushie, as in, teddy bears and that sort of thing, because you may or may not be aware, but I'm a huge plushie fan. You may also reach me on social media or on my website. And again, those are on the show notes as well. Please do take a minute to sign up for Patreon and submit some questions so I can continue to help answer questions and help you learn whatever it is that you're trying to work your way through right now. If your podcast platforms allow, I would really appreciate you taking a moment to rate the show. It is the easiest and also free way to support any creators that you love. In our next show, we're going to talk about nurturing empathy and inspiration, and how wanting to do that led me to create the Soulful Sisterhood. So I hope you will tune in for that. That will be in 2 weeks. Until then, continue to expand your knowledge, feel the connections, and live with compassion.